Hey, man, what do you know about Frederick Douglass? I'm just curious.
What do I know about him?
Yeah.
Well, I know that he was born on the Eastern Shore, and that...
Oh, we're college students.
You're college students? You don't know much?
No, I just want to know what you knew.
What I know, I was born on the Eastern Shore, and he came here. I don't know whether he was an enslaved person, and
he was born a slave.
Yeah.
He was born. I guess he was born a slave. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I like to say enslaved person because we can't really label somebody a slave, because actually Frederick Douglass was one of those guys who became a free person. He came to Phelps Point with a family.
He became free.
Well, he escaped.
Yeah, at the age of 20.
At the age of 20?
Went up to New York and met that woman, I forgot her name. She's from Baltimore.
Not Harriet Tubman.
No.
No.
This is a different.
Well, he had either a wife or a girlfriend. I can't remember. And they sort of schemed to try to get him on the train.
Exactly.
And he had been dressed like a free man, so he was able to pass for free.
Yeah.
And so he took the train up, and he became free, and he was a great orator.
Yeah.
I think he was a very wise man. He was an abolitionist. And then
abolish slavery, right?
Huh?
Yeah, abolitionists against slavery.
Against slavery. And then he came back here, and it was probably when he had started his shipbuilding, that was the building that they had. And he also bought land on Dallas Street, and he built 2 or 3 houses there. I think he built houses in Washington, D.C. as well.
Can I make a statement to you?
Yeah.
You said slavery was abolished. What if I told you that slavery was never abolished?
I agree. Slavery was never abolished.
There's different forms of slavery. Like,
and it is heart-wrenching.
Because before 1865, when we was emancipated, right, that was hardcore slavery, like out in the field getting whipped slavery. But now we're corporate slaves.
I agree.
And we all work for someone. And the word employee means slave when you break the word down. Employees are slaves. I got just one question. I know it's cold for you. One more question. Do you believe in God? Just curious. You believe in the Bible? I know Christmas was yesterday. You believe in Jesus?
Certainly Jesus walked on this earth, and I believe that there is a great wisdom.
Yeah.
And some people call that being God. Some people call that energy Buddha nature. Some people call that energy Allah. So
you say there's many forms of God, you saying?
Let me read. I'm gonna read on one thing, and then we're gonna get back to it. Well, no, you can. I'm not trying to cut you off now, but I just want to. Actually, I'd like to hear your reaction to this, because this is what we do. This is Revelation 13:10. He that leadeth into captivity. Now we know what captivity means, right? Like going to the west coast of Africa, making people, putting them on shit, or even here, right? The Native Americans, they were the first slaves. The reason why they went to Africa was because the Native Americans, they were escaping and they knew the land really well. You know what I mean? And they couldn't really keep them as slaves because they would fight back, they wouldn't eat. You know what I mean? So they're like, hey, we need to do something else. And then they went to Africa and got slaves, you know? So it says, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. This is in the book of Revelation. So we know that this is going to happen. It's future prophecy.
Well, maybe people who are wealthy are in captivity, in a kind of captivity, because they need to continue their wealth, and maybe that's actually keeping them from being free.
Well, I see the spin you put on that, but the thing is this. You know, Bible talks about the God of the Bible talks about an eye for an eye.
Well, that's true. That's in the Old Testament, and we can take any part of the Bible and we can make it mean anything.
No, there's no private interpretation, though. That's in 1 Peter 2.
We can take any part of any book, any part of any clip, and make it mean anything. But if we really look at the lives of people who we all admire, like Jesus, what we need to do is look at what people did, not what they said, but what they did. And you know what? I actually have meditation tonight, and this is my friend Sophie, and she just
Sophie,
traveled 4 hours to come visit. And so we're going to keep on our walk. But what's your name?
Oh,
what's
my name is Yakalba.
Yakaba?
Yakalba. Oh, that's fine, man. We don't really do that.
You don't
Second Thessalonians.
What's your name?
My name is Karathaza.
Karathaza.
That's
You know what?
Hebrew, by the way. We're the real Jews. Not sure if you knew that.
Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know the Jewish people?
Yeah.
You know they're the same people that financed the slave trade, stole our nationality, the elite bankers and whatnot.
They put us on slave ships, and then the so-called Jews put us on slave ships,
You know
right?
what? You know
And
what?
then they
Let me tell you
created
something.
what was that?
I think that all of us are gonna have different versions of history based on whomever's telling the story and whoever the story benefits.
The story can be changed as well.
The story can be changed. So what I think we should do is be as kind and loving to each other right now in this moment.
Well, I think we're being very kind to you, but the thing is, when the Lord comes back, things will be a little different.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
I think you are being very kind. I hope you think I'm being kind to you too.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, he took the time.
Real
to
cunning.
Yeah, huh?
Real cunning.
Yeah, serpent. Like 2 Thessalonians 1:6, seeing it is a righteous thing with God to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you. Now you seem very educated. I know you know what a recompense is.
You know what?
You know what I'm saying?
Look at this. Look at this. You want to watch some fun? Come here, girl. Look at her. So
Smart. Okay, the serpent.
Right, doesn't she? This dog came from Africa.
Oh yeah?
She is an African dog.
What, West Coast? Let me guess, West Coast.
Oh, are you okay?
Oh, Esau, man.
All right, yeah, Esau.
Tangled up.
It starts to get too hot for Esau.
Don't call me. And what's your name again?
Karathaza. Karathaza.
Karathaza, nice to meet you. My name is Daisy, and this is Sophie.
Oh, Daisy.
Yep. Come on, Sophie.
Okay.
Thanks.
In the daisies in the days.
Daisy is in the
But
Dukes.
you see, that's how Esau comes, bro. They want us to, oh yeah, I'm so
Yeah, we
awful.
love you.
But they don't want to go into slavery though. It was
Yeah.
so awful, right?
Yeah.
But you don't want to go into slavery though. You don't want to pay, man.
Right.
And that's, again, it all goes back to the puppets, bro. These fucking puppets, man. And she's coming in that spirit. Oh, Frederick Douglass, he was such a good guy. He was educated.
He had